welcome to Dreamweaver. This is part of the Adobe Suite CS3, and it is a web page design program that's used by the professionals. That means the people who you see out there making money, creating websites, a lot of them are using this actual program, Dreamweaver. There are newer versions available at this point, but a lot of it is very similar to this one if you see an upgraded version. This is the first window you're going to see when you open Dreamweaver. It's going to show recent documents. Now, I have several, but yours is just going to show the open folder because this is the first time you've ever opened the program, so you don't have any recent documents. Under Create New, obviously we can create an HTML file, but notice there are several other types from which to choose. CSS would be a style sheet. JavaScript is a different scripting kind of program. And so forth. So this is a vast program. We are only going to touch on one little part up here with HTML and only a small part of it as well. The samples over here mean templates and things that are already set up that you can kind of change somebody else's. Over here at the side, we have a side panel. CSS, I'm going to click on this to show you, just to click it to close it. You don't need to see your applications. The only one we need open is files. So if you can't see your files, if it's blank like this, just click this little arrow so it's pointing down, it expands. And it's going to default to your desktop until we actually create a site. All right, let's go ahead and click on HTML. And it's going to open up a blank page. And it's going to show you some toolbar buttons and the property toolbars at the bottom. But what you're going to note is that it looks very similar to Microsoft Word. And that's what makes this so user-friendly. You kind of feel like you're using Microsoft Word, but it's actually doing the HTML coding for you. So now we have a blank screen opening up, and we've got toolbar buttons across the top, and we're going to have our properties toolbar down here at the bottom. And these are different menus in these tabs, as well as we have different drop-down menus. Here's my file menu, and as I move across, different menus open. Okay, so we'll use different things underneath those. First thing we're going to do is create our site. So you'll want to go to Site, and you'll have to do this when you first open up Dreamweaver yourself. Click on New Site, and let's get it named and saved so that we're actually creating all of our pages in a website. Okay, the website, of course, is the overall place where you save everything for one spot. Like the junior high website has several different pages. So all the different pages are saved within the site. We're just going to call it Practice and click Next. Mine already has one, so I'm going to add 2014 to it because I have a lot of different practice folders, because I do this every 9 weeks. On this screen, we're going to ignore it. We want no, I do not want the technology, so I'm just going to click Next. Then we get this yellow folder where we browse for where we want to save. And here's where you're going to go to your directory and find your Dreamweaver folder and go all the way to the practice folder. You might have to create that folder. So I'm going to click on my name. I'm going to let that load. I'm going to find junior high, and then I'm going to find Tech 3, and then I have a folder called Dreamweaver, and then in there I hope you have a folder called Practice, and you're going to open that as well. And once everything's open, you click Select, and it chooses that as your place to create the files for your website. It's now in your directory. I'm going to go to Next. And where do I want to save them? Well, I want to save them the same place. So I'm going to click on that yellow folder again. It takes me right to the practice folder. So all I have to do is click Select, and that's already done. I'm going to click Next a couple of times to get through the next few screens, and done, and I'm finished. But look what happens on the right-hand side of my screen over here. My local files are now going to change to a green folder, and it's called Site. And it's called Practice, and it's over here. Notice it's green. So this is going to show everything that I've created for my site. So now I just have this green folder. Now this is not saved yet. It says Untitled here. So I'm going to do File, and I'm going to save it as Index. Now learn this Index is always your home page. So I'm just going to type index. And it doesn't, like when I first started working on the junior high website, the way I knew which page was the home page is because it was the one called index. So I'm going to go ahead and click save. And you're going to see it appear over here on the right hand side as one of the first things in my site. There we go. So now I have one file in my site and it's showing there. Let's save a picture in there as well because we're going to work on uploading pictures. So I'm going to go ahead and go out to Chrome and I'm going to find an image. And we're going to save it to the practice folder. So I'm going to go to the junior high. And we're going to come up here and save our famous bulldog here. So right click, save image as. And I'm going to go out to my folder and I'm going to save it in the practice folder inside Dreamweaver. So my computer, my directory, junior high, Tech 3, Dreamweaver, practice. Save. Notice I didn't have to put .png or .jpg after it. I didn't have to add any of that extra material behind it. Okay, I'm going to go back to Dreamweaver and let's see if my image shows up as being saved in the practice folder. Yours will appear over here to show that you saved it in the right place. Make sure it shows up there before you quit. There's mine. All right, that's it for video 1. So stop now, go out and name the site, call it practice, make sure you've got a practice folder inside Dreamweaver, and then save your first page as index.html.